social game playlists. So there was still a lot of fun to be had, and this map was chaotic. We will get right into it. Unrelated, I've been struggling through a cold for the past 5 or 4 days. So I wanted to make another video. I started doing my makeup and then I was just like, I just don't feel it. I still feel pretty sick, so I'm gonna hide myself for a bit and play a bit of Halo. So I chose Infinite Rumble just so I can spawn as my pink Spartan. But this side I'm pretty sure is the red team side, and over there is the blue team side. So right off the bat we start in this base-like structure, which is really cool because this whole map is like a crash site in a canyon, which is like a reference to, Blood Gulch, kinda. And the bases and the structures are mostly parts and whatnot from the ship that you crashed in. So I feel like this map has a lot of storytelling. As you can see, that archway, there's some debris. And as we step out of this base, you'll be able to see that it is part of a ship that almost looks like it was redesigned. See how this archway here, it's almost like it was built so that, it would be a striving base, because there is no way this ship would be working ever again. So it kind of gives off this stranded vibe, survival vibe, and it's really fun. Definitely one of the best maps from Halo 4. One thing that Halo 4 maps lack is the placement of weapons, because Halo 4 does a ordnance drop. When you collect enough points, you get to have a random gamble at either a power weapon, a power up, or I think that's it, actually. I think that is it. You usually get 3 choices, and it's a power weapon and a power up, and then maybe some extra grenades or something. I can't remember. But we're gonna start here at the red team base. So first off, you get a machine gun turret, which the other side also gets a machine gun turret. This placement of the machine gun turret is not very good. This pillar right here kind of ruins it. So anything coming along from here, works very well, but it is not a good placement. It's kind of meant for you to detach and fight the enemies with. And so from here we can either go down the platform towards the middle area, down this way and towards the cave-ish area, or down here towards the arch. And I think we're going to do a full circle around the map, counterclockwise. So let's go down this platform here, and we are going to weave our way over here towards the sniper rifle. Now the placement of the weapons, I'm pretty sure I don't think that's always a saw, but I'm pretty sure this is always a sniper rifle. The placement of the power weapons in these maps are not really thought out very well. It's kind of just there to, encourage some sort of map control, but really they're all just placed out in the open, making you a target kind of thing. So they're not really placed in cleverly placed spots, as I was saying. So we won't really be talking about the meta or like why certain weapons were placed in certain areas, but we will just be looking at the map itself. Now from here, from the base, we are going to go into this cave. I've always liked this cave. I like the blue, like highlighted lighting in this cave. I think it's very pretty. And it leads to a thruster that also shoots you back up into the base, which is a lot of fun. I always enjoy these shortcuts. Right back into the base. Now we're gonna go back. Halo 4 introduced Sprint too. Even though it was introduced in Halo Reach, I kinda don't consider Halo Reach like a Sprint Halo game, only because Sprint was a power-up, an ability. But you know what? To backpedal a bit, I would only ever use Sprint in Reach, to be honest. We're gonna pick the binary rifle up for no reason. Other than that, it's fun. And then from here, we are going to go into this other cave-like area. Lots of mobility around here. Lots of different pathways and rocks, debris to take cover behind. Because this map is like a giant circle. So vehicles are always circling all the time. So when you're not in a vehicle, you want to progress on the outlines of the map or cut through the middle. And in here, in this cave slash garage area, we have a tank. I always like this area. I think the crash site, like whoever survived the crash, used this conveniently sized cave as like the garage, and you can see how like the power lines are set up for lighting, and they even use debris as like to hold the structure in place. Very cool spot to park the tank. And you can see over here that it seems like the cave would be collapsing too. The cave was most likely bigger before the crash, so that's why they put up the debris and what to keep the cave from collapsing. Very cool. I like this little platform over here too. This would be a good spot if you're in Forge to put like a warthog or something. That's always fun. And then we're gonna progress through this cave down here. I always like these little platform debris things. Kinda, to avoid slippery surfaces, possibly. And we're gonna keep going through the cave with this nice blue lighting, this UNSC blue lighting. And we are finally gonna exit the cave. Now we are on, from where we spawned, the right side of the map with the bridge. I know there's another bridge on the other side, but this one, usually there's always a lot of vehicle interactions here, because this is the more open area-ish, if that makes sense. A lot of the heavy vehicles end up staying in this area. And from this bridge, we can even go down under the bridge. And I know that sometimes I could have sworn they had some sort of I think Halo Infinite's version has like a power weapon underneath this bridge or something, which is cool, but I guess they don't. And then from there, there's also a pathway that goes back into the cave. From here, we can go up into the middle as well, but we're gonna keep progressing down along the sides. I don't know what keeps exploding. Oh, the ordnance things that I take the weapons from. Interesting. Yeah, and over here is where the ghost spawns. I think it's a good spot for the ghost, although I felt like the ghost is very weak in this game. All vehicles in this game were very weak. And then from here, we're gonna keep progressing this way into a, a little archway, cave-ish area. Sorry for the sudden cut. I had to restart the game and make it the time limit unlimited. I also needed to cough too, so that was a win-win scenario for me. And yeah, from here into this little hiding spot, we have another cannon lift, another thruster from probably the ship used, and you can use it to traverse into the middle section really fast. Very fun. And then if we go back over here, usually you get grenade spawns on the outer end of the map. I think this is a terrible spot for spawning grenades. Amazing. I think grenades need to be within a path for you to pick up without thought. Most of the time, there needs to be like some sort of like, punishment, I guess, or like risk for like picking up anything really. But I just think this is so out in the open that it's not worth going for the grenades unless there's nobody around. This is the biggest open area of the map. Usually the tank finds its way over here all the time. And then from here, I always like this little tree and platform spot right here. Back in I'm pretty sure we can get up to it like this. And there we go. Ever since Halo Reach and then up to Halo 4, maps would have platforms like this to slightly reward players that would pick or use the jetpack. I personally never been a fan of the jetpack, although I don't dislike it, and I don't hate it. I don't love it. If it showed up in a future Halo title, it doesn't matter to me. I think it'd be kind of cool, good throwback. But I like this little platform. It's clearly bolted to like this rock, and it's hanging in this tree. It's kind of like a little tree house, if you will. There's also right here a little trench and a hidden little tunnel to go under. I almost didn't see that, to be honest. I forgot about that. And then so from here, I always like this big, huge gate. It looks like a huge platform, like some sort of dam, but clearly a method of keeping, this area enclosed. And it seems like they've had like attacks or something, especially judging by this destroyed warthog right here. That is maybe going under repairs or just being held up for scrap metal. I always thought it's cool. I don't think you can go up there, but it would be cool because there are some walkways and whatnot. I think this map has some really good storytelling. And then from here we are in the blue base, I'm pretty sure. I like this side. I like spawning on this side more. Although I think the other side has better like map control, better vantage points. But I just think this base is so pretty looking and whatnot. I like this big open hole area. It has a lot of openings. This is pretty much the front gate. And right away you get access to a mongoose, a goshawk, and a normal warthog. Very cool, very cool. And in this base, there are, I thought there was 2 platforms. Sorry, there's 1 platform. Yeah, 1 platform to get to the top area for any vantage points, which really isn't that high up. But the turret here is definitely placed in a better spot than the other turret in the other base. As you can see, the vantage points, you get to kind of see the whole, this side of the map. Although you're really out in the open, so no one really uses a turret in stationary purposes. And then from here, we have another, like, how do I describe it? Is there a platform up to here? Oh, there is. You can also get up to this side on top of the base, which you can also just drop down as well. But like I was saying with my little beloved treehouse spot there, it's like platforms like this reward jetpack players, because they need to reward them somehow, because jetpack is not very good. And from here, we're gonna keep going around the outside. I like the trees in this map. I think they're really pretty. And I'm gonna grab the sniper just because we got another little platform up here, which I don't think I'm gonna be able to get to. Just another cool use of like the debris in the platform. We are gonna get into the middle in a sec. But up through here is like the middle section of like map control for the Banshee. And there's 1 Banshee in this map. There's 1 Banshee and 1 tank. I think the tank is heavily in the red team advantage, which is not completely fair, to be honest, because the tank is like closer to the base. But right here for the Banshee, it's divided very evenly, so you'll have both teams running up into this cave for the Banshee. See, as we go down here, this also leads back up to the red team base. And we keep getting, I don't know what the RNG is like. I can't remember. A rocket launcher spawned there. That seems like a reasonable spot for a rocket launcher to spawn, but I feel like there's like an RNG element to how they spawn. There's no like actual map control thought into it. So from the Banshee, there's also a lower section to this that you can enter down into this little cavern. Very pretty. I love this. There's a hidden waterfall underneath this cave. So cool. And the lighting too. I think the storytelling and the map designs in Halo 4 are very, very, very pretty. We're gonna grab this concussion rifle. It is crazy that concussion rifle is considered a power weapon in this game. It's I think it's better than Halo Reach's concussion rifle. Although Halo Reach's concussion rifle acted more like the brute shot in like when hitting the vehicle. But we won't really get into that. And from there, we complete our loop. Some more plasma grenades. Another, even though I can just quickly jump up like this, another jetpack-worthy platform up here. And then we have completely looped back into Red Team Base. Red Team Base also has a lower section to quickly get up to the top. little jetpack, I mean not jetpack, gravity thrusters to launch you back up. Very fun. And from here, we are going to explore this middle section. So from the red team base, you also have quick access to vehicles like the blue team base, like a warthog, a mongoose. There is another ghost that's somewhat in range of the base, and that's odd. Okay. So I could have sworn they had the same amount of warthogs on this side. Interesting. I wonder if that was their way of balancing it. This side has a scorpion that's somewhat close to the base, while the other side gets a goshawk, like close to the base. I don't know what I'd prefer, to be honest. Probably still scorpion. I still think this side has the advantage over the other side. Anyways, we won't get into that. But we are going to go up into the middle. This is all close quarter counters. Sorry. And this is a very like shotgun spawn heavy area. A lot of people would be in this area with a shotgun, especially in the middle section here. But I like this little area. We're gonna pick up the needler. It's kind of like its own little base altogether. I feel like this is this would be a fun little spot in the map to customize in Forage for like an infection game type. Which Halo 4 had a pretty cool infection game type, although it was pretty hard. I do like that they designed the Spartans to look like Flood Spartans, which was very fun and immersive. Yeah, cool debris that's shaped into the form of platforms and bases. We got another bridge here with a pathway underneath, and another bridge over there with another pathway. Let's go under it, shall we? Oh, I forgot beam rifle was in this game. We're gonna pick up the railgun. Go under here. Usually these are pathways you would take to avoid vehicles. And if you don't want to go across the pathway up there, you can easily traverse over here and then take the pathway under here. Which leads us to the actual center of the map, which I think tends to be the most chaotic out of everything, and it's right up in here. I love this section. I know this is a section that, even though it has lots of points of entry, I tend to like play the best in. As you can see, my loadout starts me off with an auto sentry turret. I think it's one of the most unused abilities in this game, but I only ever use it just to like it will lock onto a Spartan, so it kind of tells me if there's like a Spartan around a corner, another player and whatnot. So oftentimes I would put it right here, and then if I'm over here camping with like a shotgun or something, that auto sentry will usually jolt to the left, looking down the path, also turning red, and it tells me that there's a player down over there. I never really use it and expect getting kills with it for that purpose. But yeah, very good vantage point here too, in case you want to spawn a sniper with your ordnance. And then there's just so many other exit points. This pathway leads to the blue team base. This path is where the grav lift takes you. This path takes you immediately to under the bridge so many places to traverse. It's so much fun. And then last but not least, we have the bottom section of the center, which is right here. And usually this is a spot for some objective plays. And in Halo Infinite's version, I'm pretty sure a power weapon spawns right here. And yeah, I really like this radio tower here. It's really cool, and I love how a lot of the platforms and like their quote-unquote base structures have like growth on it, signaling that they've been stranded here for some time. I think it's just so cool. It's definitely like worthy of being one of the best Halo maps. I know that this map in particular, just it works with Halo 4's sandbox, like, and how you spawn ordnance. Because Halo 4's way of playing is kind of like, because Halo is usually all about map control, but then when it came to Halo 4, you kind of just, it almost felt like you either just kept moving throughout the map, and it's like purely skill based, or you just find in like big team battle areas a spot that you feel comfortable with. So like I said, like over here, I always am in the middle, and things always happen, and I feel like I'm always getting like the most out of my ordnance and the most out of like time spent on the map in this middle section. And yeah, that's Exile. Very fun map. I'd love to see like more versions of it in future Halo titles. It's a really, really good big team battle map. And for a big team battle map, it's also somewhat small. It feels big, but it's just condensed so well, in my opinion, that it plays perfectly. I'm in love with this map. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really like doing these little map tours. It's very fun, very nostalgic. And yeah, sorry that I wasn't